Cinderella-Elephant by Diane de las Casas, illustrated by Stephen Jolette. In an animal kingdom far away, there lived a pretty pachyderm with a big heart. Her name was Elephant. She lived with her stepmother and two step-hippos. Hippolyta was a bratty bully, and Hippolyne was a mega-meanie. They made her clean the cinders from the fireplace, and they called her Cinderellaphant. Cinderellaphant was as busy as a beaver. She cleaned from sunup to sundown. One day, Cinderellaphant heard a beastly screech. While Cinderellaphant she ran into the kitchen and saw Hippolyta jump on the kitchen table. Hippolyne swatted a newspaper in the air and shrieked, "It's so gross!" Cinderellaphant saw a poor church mouse quivering on the floor. She quickly scooped up the little mouse and said, "Run away!" The mouse wiggled her whiskers and scurried off. Cinderellaphant smiled. One morning, a royal messenger announced, "The prince seeks a bride. Every maiden in the kingdom must attend the royal ball at the king's castle on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Hippolyta grabbed the invitation. "Shut up! Baboon 5 is playing at the ball." All right, friends, we're not supposed to use that word. Hippolyne snatched the scroll from her sister. "Oh my gosh! I'd just go ape over that band." The step hippos chattered on and on about what to wear. Cinderellaphant's heart leapt for joy. What would she wear? Then her stepmother spoke. "Cinderelephant, you cannot attend the ball. You have a lion's share of work to do." Hours before the ball, Hippolyta badgered. "Press my dress," Hippolyne bellowed. "Shine my shoes." Cinderelephant tried to do everything at once. Finally, Cinderelephant's stepmother and step-hippos were ready. They stampeded past her and roared away in their fancy ride. Cinderelephant had to hurry. She had opened a cedar chest. "Wow," she said, "look at all the junk in this trunk." Finally, she found what she was looking for. She tried on the dress, but it was a tad petite for the Rubenesque beauty. Cinderelephant blubbered. "Cinderelephant, dry your tears," comforted a winged mouse. "I'm your fairy godmouse. I'm here to repay your kindness when you rescued me in the kitchen." "What do you mean?" asked Cinderelephant. "This!" The fairy godmouse swished her wand, and Cinderelephant was bedecked in a bedazzling ball gown and sparkling glass slippers. Then the fairy godmouse said, "Quickly, dear, run into the garden and get me a peanut." Cinderelephant returned with the nut. With a swirl of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed the peanut into a carriage befitting a princess. The little mouse tutted, "Make haste to the ball. You have little time. Riches will be rags when you hear the midnight chime. Now drive them nuts, girl." Cinderelephant hugged her fairy godmouse. "Thank you." She climbed into her carriage and sped away. When Cinderelephant entered the castle, every creature exclaimed, "Who is that elephant in the room?" Immediately the prince beheld the exquisite animal. He asked for a dance. The prince would not leave Cinderelephant's side, even after she stomped on his toes and twirled him across the room, sending him crashing into the buffet. He said, "You are as strong as an ox. I love it." No one else could get a dance with the prince. Hippolyta and Hippolyne fumed. Cinderelephant and the prince boogied and hoofed it all night long. She was having a whale of a time. They did the bunny hop. They danced the foxtrot. They even tangoed toe to toe. I don't think the sisters are happy. Bong, bong, bong. But then the clock struck midnight. Cinderelephant panicked. "I have to go." As fast as a cheetah, She raced down the castle stairs. The prince cried, "Wait!" But it was too late. Cinderellaphant vanished, leaving only one colossal glass slipper sparkling on the stairs. The prince picked it up and proclaimed, "Only the maiden whose foot fits this sizable slipper shall be my bride." He began a kingdom-wide search. Every maiden in the kingdom tried on the shoe, but it was hopeless. Finally, the prince arrived at Cinderellaphant's house. Hippolyta and Hippolyne both stretched out their feet, but no matter how much they wiggled, waggled, or wriggled, the gargantuan glass slipper did not fit. "Is there no other maiden in this house?" asked the swanky suitor. Cinderellaphant swelled with courage and said quietly, "I haven't tried it on." Her stepmother protested. "She is nothing but a maidservant." The prince emphasized, "Every maiden tries on the slipper," and he beckoned the bashful beauty. Cinderellaphant put her best foot forward. The shiny shoe fit! She reached into her pocket and pulled out the matching sparkling slipper. "No, no, no!" Hippolyta and Hippolyne threw terrible temper tantrums. The prince smiled at Cinderellaphant. "Being a princess is an enormous job, and you're the only maiden big enough to fill a princess' shoes." Cinderellaphant had found her soul mate. She and the prince were, of course, married. The pachyderm princess and the royal roan honeymooned in the tropics, where they tangoed toe to toe, and they lived hoofily ever after. This is an author's note. Cinderella is my all-time favorite fairy tale. I've always wanted to write a twist on the traditional tale of Cinderella, and many years ago the idea for Cinderellaphant popped into my head and stuck. Plus, I love big bling and fabulous footwear. The animals in the story are so amusing, and I love Stephen Jolette's hilarious sense of humor. Baboon 5 is definitely one of my favorite bands.